Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to do something a little different. So I was gone for a couple weeks and a bunch of indie products came in the mail while I was gone. So I figured I would show all of these products up close, do overhead shots on them, swatch them, and then do some comparisons so I could feature these products the soonest on my channel. I have some palettes, I've got a bunch of highlighters to go over, and I figured this would be the fastest way I could get these products featured on my channel. And then you guys can let me know in the comments below what you're interested in seeing like looks with, and then I can prioritize what should come up on my channel first. Now, before we get into everything, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree, and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty. I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot on any makeup. So if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. So we're going to start off with the Costal Simply Posh palette. This one goes for $45. It's available still on their website. And it says it's vegan, cruelty-free, talc-free, mineral oil-free, paraben-free. And within this palette, there's 12, it says pigmented mattes, and then 6 sparkly duochromes, which are all in the center. And that's the info about this. I'm going to swatch it this way. I love that they kind of color coordinate all the shades, and I think that's the best way. So I'll do that, and then we'll get into the comparisons with other palettes I think are like kind of similar. So I'll do it in like rows, and I'll put 3 here, and then I'll show all the swatches together up close. So we have Shell, Sunbathe, and Shoreline. These are the shades. Oh, look how beautiful they are. Here it is, Shell, which is a very light beigey shade. We've got this beautiful Sunbathe, which is an orange sparkly shade. There's gold little sparkles in it. And then Shoreline, which is a very warm kind of brown. That's what they look like. Then we've got Island, Tropical, and Palms. There's what they look like on the finger. So we got Island, which is a grayish green. This is Tropical, which this is a metallic with kind of a lavender base with gold sparkles in it. And then Palm, which is a very cool tone, kind of sage green. Then there's Wave, Saltwater, and Deep Sea. Right there on the finger. Oh, look at that metallic. It has a really strong like pink base. So we have Sea Breeze. And here is Saltwater. Like, look how strong that base is. It's very pink to it with like kind of blue tealy sparkles. And then we've got this Deep Sea, deeper aqua shade. Then we have the Seaside, Paradise, and Sea Breeze. This is what they look like on the finger. Oh, look at that metallic. And so Seaside, oh, I'm getting matte all over the place. It's like a pastel blue. Saltwater, oh, look at those gold little sparkles. And then the Sea Breeze, oh, that's pigmented. So we have Tranquil, Serene, and Coral. There they are, very warm tone shades. So Tranquil, it's like a light peach matte. Serene, which is a very sparkly light pink. And then the Coastal, which is like a terracotta shade. And the very last row, we have Warm Sand, Sunset, and Coral. Here they are on the finger. So we've got this light peach, like a peachy pink. And then Sunset. Ooh, that's like one of those like pink to kind of blue. And then we have Coral, which is a coral matte. So those are all the shades swatched out. I'm going to throw up all the swatches together. into some comparisons with the Costal palette. And one that I saw had a lot of similarities to it is the Give Me Glow Mystic Garden palette. It's full of like muted shades, and I wish I had time to swatch them together, but like this blue right here looks similar to this blue, but this one has a shift, this one doesn't. It's just a really sparkly metallic. Then I saw like these like tealy shades. It also has some of the pinky tones and a little bit of grunge, but I saw a lot of similarities amongst these two. Now this one doesn't have shifty shades like this one does. These are just creamy metallics with a lot of sparkle. And this one obviously has more shade options, but I just wanted to compare those because I'm really seeing how close these are, even though this one doesn't have like the grayish tones. Then I thought of the Alice in Wonderland palette from Sigma. This one is a like muted color palette, but you see how it has like some warm tones, some teals here. We got some purpley tones like this, and the blues. They have less shades, and the metallics in here are more satiny. These are way more sparkly and shifty, but I really do like the mattes from Sigma, and I think they look pretty close in case you have this one. Of course, this one has more shades, but I can see it. There's a lot of similarities amongst these. So here are the 3 palettes from Clionadh. These are remastered versions of palettes that they used to have in the past, just with updated packaging, updated formula. I'm not sure if the color stories are exactly the same, but I don't have the original ones to compare to. But it looks like all of these are in stock on their website, and they have various pricing. So the Archeo one goes for $73.87, and I'll show you how that one looks inside. So this one has some like muted mattes. It's like a toned down palette, but still colorful, so muted colors. This has 6 mattes and 6 metallics in various formulas, from dual chromes, multi-chromes to sparkly shades. I think this is really beautiful. And then we're going into the Paleo palette. This one goes for $73.87 as well. And then inside, this one is like a mix of like nudie brown shades with blue. We've seen these kind of color stories before. This one has it switched up, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 metallics in this one in various formulas, dual chromes, multi-chromes, sparkly metallics, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes. This is really pretty. It definitely matches like the outer packaging. Then the last one is Oceano, and this one goes for $81.26. So I'm assuming that some of the formulas were a little bit more expensive to formulate in this one, but this is full of beautiful blues with some pops of neon-y oranges and olives and teal. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes, and then 7 shimmers in the various like formulas. So that's probably why it's more expensive, because it has more shimmers, and these are like special shimmers in here. But this one is really pretty. Loving the pops. So that was like the pricing and info. Now you can actually get all of these in a bundle for $217.94. I'm assuming that's like a discounted price. Usually it is when you get it in a bundle. Now I'm going to start swatching the Archeo palette. So we're going to go into Monolith, is it Glyph, and Deep Sea. Just do 3 at a time. Oh wow, look at that metallic. So Monolith and Glyph and the Deep Sea. And there's the 3 shades. Oh, I love Clionahd's formula. Now we have Sundial, Erosion, and Neo. There's the shades on my finger. Here's Sundial. Ooh, it's very orangey gold. There is Erosion, which is a beautiful peach kind of terracotta. And then look at Neo. Oh my gosh, look at that blue. Wow, these are so vibrant and pigmented. Now we got Nomad, Sulfur, and Fragment. Here's some on my fingers. Oh my god, so pretty. So Nomad, beautiful yellow. Then we have Sulfur, And then we also have Fragment. Wow, it's so fur. That one has like a kind of green tone to it, like a limey green tone. And the mattes look beautiful. And then the very last three, we have Terrain, Lichen, and Artifact. So there's them on the finger. So Terrain, which looks like it has a green to like pink shift. Then we've got Lichen, which is a beautiful gray, and Artifact, which is kind of like a bronzy shade with lots of sparkle. Wow. So now I'll show you all the swatches together and we'll get into the next palette. Now let's do some comparisons with the Paleo palette. So I thought of the Sea Talk palette from Uneathly, the collab with Laura. This one is beautiful. This one to me is like a pared down condensed kind of version to this one. It has like the nudie shades, some blue, a little fun pop of yellow. This one is like more yellowy green leaning and it's more of a satin, but the vibe, right? Do you guys see it? I see it. It's not exactly the same, but I just wanted to show you that. I also thought of the Costal palette too. Felt very similar with like the muted tones in it. Not exact, it doesn't have the yellow, but like some of these mattes I thought were similar. Some of these blue, you know, tones with some pinkish terracotta shades. The shimmers are quite different, but kind of similar-esque. And then the last one I thought of was the Twisted Tea Party palette. If you cover it up like this purple and this pink right here, I feel like they could have some similarities. So this one has like this greeny shade that shifts to pink like Terrain does. They're different formulas. This is more creamy and flaky. But then I thought of like the sundial with this one right here. Then these blues, like this blue and this blue. Maybe this blue and this blue. Maybe even this one right here with this one right here. I see some similarities. So if you covered up some of the purple tones, I feel like you could see it more matching up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe cover that. I don't know. I just see some things that could like kind of match up. But that was the last comparison. So now we're going to get into the swatches of the Paleo palette. See what they're all about. So there's Glacial, Arctic Water, and Fossil. I'll show you what they look like on my finger. So pretty. So Glacial and Arctic Water, ooh, beautiful. And then Fossil. It's a very cool tone brown. Now we're getting into Ice Core. Is it Moraine and Trench, which just feels satiny. But here's what they look like on the finger. Hopefully it's in focus. This Ice Core one looks like it has a blue to purple shift. Beautiful, kind of like dual chrome. Here is some Moraine. Beautiful, kind of dusty, deeper blue. And Trench, which feels super satiny. Satiny blue. And then the next three, we have Tectonic, Epoch, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, and Magma. This is how they look on the finger. Very pretty. The metallic looks like it has a shift. So we have the brown shade. This one looks like there's probably pink to this. Maybe green, I can't fully tell. And then Magma, which is like a warm-ish light brown. And then the very last three. So we have Archeo. This one looks like a multi-chrome. And Pangea. and a crater, which looks super sparkly. So this is how they look on the finger. Oh yeah, so pretty. So Archeo. Yeah, this has like a green to magenta kind of shift. Then there's Pangea. It's kind of like a grungy brown. And then this crater shade that's like a sparkly pink. Oh my god, there's so many little sparkles in that. But that's all of the shades in the Paleo palette. Let me show you the swatches up close. Now switching over to Oceano. Ooh, this one looks so much fun. So we got Mauna Loa, Archeo Pelago, and Bioluminescent. This is how they look on the finger. Oh, look at Mauna Loa. What a beautiful, fiery, shifty shade. Then, oh, look at that beautiful kind of grungy green. And then Bioluminescence. Sorry if you guys can hear the lawnmower in the background. And look how stunning these shades are and the shifts on those metallics. Now we're getting into Seagrass, Undertow, and Lagoon. Here they are on the finger. Ooh, that Lagoon shade almost has a neon vibe to it. So Seagrass, oh my gosh. Then Undertow, beautiful like muted blue. And then this beautiful Lagoon shade. We've got Tidal, Starfish, which looks like a neon, and Plankton. So there's the shades on the finger. Tidal, which this one seems more like a satiny kind of finish. This neon shade. Neons tend to struggle when it comes to swatching them. And then Plankton, which is this gorgeous like limey green. I don't know if it has a shift to it or not, but there's all the shades. Oh, so beautiful. And the very last three, Urchin, Manta Ray, and Ocean Glass. Ooh. And Urchin looks like it's like blue to magenta and purple. Then Manta Ray, beautiful teal. And then Ocean Glass. Ooh, it has pink to this one. But there are the last three shades. So beautiful. So now I will show you guys all the shades together, all swatched out. Into some comparisons with the Oceano palette. I won't have time to like swatch them together because there's so much going on in this video, but I just wanted to show you palettes I thought were very similar. I had a lot of shades that look alike. So I have the Strawberry Moon palette from Ensley Reign. This is the older version. They have a new updated version, but here it is. I just thought like these shades right here kind of matched up with these. Then this has all these like green metallics. This deep one right here that would match that. Now the other mattes aren't necessarily matching up, but I do feel like there's a lot of similarities amongst the shimmers. If you kind of block these like purpley shades, I feel like you could really see that they're similar. There's no like all of these shades in here, but just wanted to show you that. Then I thought of the Indigo Ink palette from Menagerie, which I think this one is super similar. And it's also like ocean sea themed. This one has like a neon-y orangey shade. This one's a little bit more pink. It has the olive tones, these like deeper blue mattes, some like pastels, a little bit of grunge here too. Now this is a metallic and not a matte, but you know, just similar idea. I just thought these like really looked super similar. Then I have the Don't Be Jelly palette from Unearthly, also a ocean themed palette. Also kind of similar. Now this doesn't have like a neon-y orange, just more just a coral shade, but it has the blues in here with a little bit of green. This also doesn't have like the grungy greens. It has more like these minty greens, but I just wanted to show you those next to each other. And then I thought of the Rick and Morty palette from Glamlight. This one has a lot of shades in it, a lot of options, and I could see a lot of things that I felt were similar, like these oranges, these like blue shades match up pretty well. It also has a lot of green, not exactly, but there's a lot of shades you could probably use in here that would look close to this and get like similar looks. Glamlight one has more options, but the shimmers in this one aren't like shifty and stuff like the Clionadh ones. They're different formulas. I do prefer Clionadh's formula as well as their mattes. Their mattes are very pigmented, but I do like Glamlight's mattes. I just wanted to show you that in case you have this one. If you like cover these shades, right? Anyways, that was the comparisons with Oceano. Now let's get into the highlighters from Clionadh since we just did the palettes. These are their new Fruitlighters. They have 8 within the collection. I just picked up 4 of them. They each go for $19.24. They're like very shifty, sparkly highlighters. So we'll start off with the shade called Quench, which this one is described to have a pearly watermelon pink to peach shift with hints of gold. So this is what it looks like up close. Oh, this is really pretty. I love the little design. And then I'll swatch it on my finger and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm not flipping you off. And then I'll swatch it right here. Ooh, this would probably be more of a like a blush topper or like a really sparkly blush on my cheeks. So it does have a very strong like pink base to it. Now let's get into the shade called Crisp. This one is described as a pearly apple red peach yellow shifting highlighter, and it's a twinkling metallic finish, same as the first one too. So let's swatch it on my finger here. Ooh, they're so like smooth. And there it is. Ooh, that's so pretty. And then I'll swatch it here. Oh yeah, it's like really peachy, but you can see like the pink to it. Ooh, this would also probably be like a blush topper for me. Now we'll get into Pucker, which this one is described as a pearly lemon gold lime shifting highlighter with a twinkling metallic finish. They all feel just really smooth and creamy. This is how it looks on the finger. Ooh, wow, that is intense. I'm gonna swatch it right here. Wow, this is pretty. I can see the yellow, I can see the lime. That one would work as a highlighter on me for sure. And then the last one that I picked up is the shade called Tangy. And this one is described as a pearly kiwi green silver lilac shifting highlighter with a twinkling metallic finish. Ooh. And here it is on the finger. And then here it is swatched out. Wow, I can see a lot of orange to that. So these are the 4 ones that I picked up. Let's get into these Cosmic Beauty palettes now. They were formerly known as Cosmic Brushes, I believe. But they came out with a cool Neutrals palette and a Neutrals palette. So these are both $37. The Neutrals one is currently out of stock, but says it will restock, I think, mid-September or the end of September. But both of them have 20 shades in them. The Neutrals one has 12 mattes, 8 metallics. 2 of the metallics are shifty multi-chromes. There's a and 1 vibrant dual chrome. The Cooltrals one has the 20 shades, 12 of them are matte, 8 of them are metallics, and it includes 1 foiled multi-chrome, one dual chrome, and a iridescent shade. So that's the info for both. I think we should get into swatches and then the comparisons. Now, time to swatch the Nudetrals palette from Cosmic Beauty. I'm gonna do 4 on my hand this time to make it faster. So we have Satin, we have Touch, Glitz, and Rumor. So here's them on my finger. So Satin. Ooh, that's very creamy. It's like a champagne-y pink with sparkle. Here is the Touch shade, which is a very cool milky brown. Glitz. Ooh, look at Glitz. That is fiery. And the very last one, Rumor, which is a like light pinky matte. So there's the 4 first shades. So now we're getting into this row. I'll start off with Chic here, then Desire, Icon, and Velvet. And here's how they look on the finger. Chic, which is a very light cream color. There's like a slight pinkness to it. Then we have Desire, which this one has a green shift. I don't know if it's gonna pick up on camera. And Icon, which is a mustard yellow, and Velvet, which is like a black and plummy purple with a lot of sparkle in it. Now this row, which is all matte, so we'll go with Bare, Classy, Tease, and Lust. There they are on the finger. Beautiful nudie shades. So Bare, which is a very light kind of beigey shade. Then we've got Classy, which is a nice little brown matte. Tease, which this one is kind of olivey or like a greenish brown. And then Lust, which is a plum, a deep plum matte. Now getting to the next row, we've got Neutral, Glamorous, Gentle, and Tender. There they are on the finger. So we've got Nude, Neutral, which is a brown, like on the warm side. There's Glamorous. Ooh, this is a very creamy metallic. And it has a lot of sparkle in it. Gentle, nice little olive moment. And then we've got Tender, which is a very blackened purple with sparkle. Now getting into the last row here. So we have Radiant, Delicate. We've got the shade Luxe, and Timeless. So here's the shades on my finger. Off with Radiant. I swatched these in a weird order, but look at that. It has a strong like orange shift, a pink. What a beautiful iridescent shade. We've got Delicate, which is a cool tone, deeper brown. Luxe, which is a beautiful greeny olive shade with like a kind of reddish base. And then Timeless, which is a matte black. A lot of terrible swatch I just did, but look how pigmented that is. So there's the last 4 shades. And now we'll get into all of the swatches together. Let's do some comparisons with this palette, the Neutrals. So I thought of the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Dollhouse palette because this has a lot of warm tones in it. Now this also has the addition of these shades, but like the warm mattes, I just saw some similarities. This doesn't have any purple in it, but it has like the olives and the nudie mattes. And it also has different kind of greens. But I just wanted to show you those next to each other if you're wondering. I also thought of the Blend Bunny Dollhouse palette. But now that I look at them together, I feel like the Dollhouse one is a lot more cool toned leaning with the mattes. There are some warm tones, but just like the nudes with like the greens, some pinky tones, maybe some of these would probably match up and be similar, maybe even that one, but it doesn't have like the mustardy shades in this one. And then the last two I wanted to show you was the Glaminatrix Rich Romantic. This one has purple-ish tones like that does. It has a little bit of like these kind of grungy browns, these very shifty metallics. Now this one doesn't have like a pink like that, but it's like on the nude leaning side with some muted colors. Then I thought of the Glaminatrix Nearly Natural palette because it has the olive tones that this one has with nudie shades. Now this one leans more cool tone. This one's more warm tone. It has some mustard shades in it, but it has like olives that I think would match up. Some of these mattes I think would match up. Even maybe this metallic with one of them, this metallic. There's like kind of pinkiness to this, and this one as well, this matte. But this one has more shades and some more warm tones in it. So I just wanted to show you that as well. So that was the comparisons with the Nudetrals. Now the Cooltrals palette from Cosmic Beauty. So I switch hands. My hands are getting sore. We have Slate, Natural, Affinity, and Intuition. Here's how they look on the finger. So Slate, it's like a gunmetal silver shade, more like taupey actually. Then we have Natural, which is kind of like a dusty plum. Then we have Affinity, beautiful blue. And the last one, which is Intuition, which is a like lighter, dusty, like blue. Those are all of them. All right, we've got the Eternal shade, Secret, Midnight, and Reveal. There's those shades. So Eternal, which is a light, milky, cool, beigey brown. And then Secret, which, ooh, it's like a sparkly kind of purple grayish shade. Then we've got Midnight, a deeper blue, and the last one, which is Midnight. This looks like an iridescent shade that has a blue shift to it. Very pretty. So now we have Stone Cold, Crave, Hidden, and Attract. Those are them on my finger. Stone Cold, which is a very light, cool tone brown. Then Crave, which is a very light, lilac-y pink. Hidden, which is a kind of what I would describe as like a cornflower blue. And Attract, a kind of pastel-y blue shade. Now getting into Grounded, Moonlight, Cooltrals, and Magnetic. So here's how they look on the finger. It's really hard to swatch with your pinky. Moonlight, which is a very beautiful silver. Then we've got Cooltrals, which is like a grayish blue. And then look at this one right here, Magnetic. It's like a cobalt blue. It's more on the satiny side. And then the very last row, we've got Gravitate, Shadow, Tempting, and Eclipse. So there's the shades on my finger. Ooh, look at Gravitate. And here we go. This one is a purple. I feel like there's like taupe to it, maybe green, maybe pink. There's some things going on with that one. And then there's Shadow, which is like a charcoal. Tempting, which this one is like grayish blue, maybe there's purple, there's a lot of sparkle, and then Eclipse, which this is a matte black with tons of little sparkles in it. Looks like a little galaxy. And that is the very last row. So now let's get into all the swatches together. So let's quickly compare the Cooltrals palette to some other palettes. Now I wanted to show you guys it next to the Cosmic Beauty Wonderland palette in case you're wondering, because this one has all those blues and stuff in it. This is very gray tone with cool tone browns, and then it has like some blue grayish metallics. This one is very blue, very purple, very teal aqua. So I just wanted to show you guys next to each other. They're definitely different. I think they pair really nicely together. Also thought of Gothic too, because this one has some nudie tones in here with purples and like cool tones. Maybe these would probably match up, like this half for sure with some of these tones. And it has like a sparkly black, but this one has purple sparkle in it. But I just wanted to show you those two. And that was all I could think of. But the other Cosmic Beauty ones are very different. I also wanted to show you guys this next to the Longing palette from Blend Bunny in case you're curious. This one is a very different kind of cooler color story. There is grunge, a lot of greens with like some muted cool tone color shades. To me, this is very different from that. This is gray and blue dominant with some like purpley tones thrown in. So they're very different. They'd probably pair nicely together though. So I just wanted to show you that. And then the one that I also thought of was the Hershey's Cookies and Cream palette from Glamlight. It's like a mini version, isn't it? Now this doesn't have like some of these like pinky kind of purple-ish tones, but I see a lot of things that are very similar. Look at that. If you feel like this is enough cool tone nudie shades for you in blues, you might be just good with this. But I mean, don't you see it? With these like metallics here, with some of these, this like brown, this brown, then it has like a grayish charcoal, this like dusty muted blue, an iridescent shifty shimmer that goes to blue, like kind of like that. So I just wanted to show you that. And then the one that I think is the most similar is the Adept Cosmetics Amy Loves palette, the collab that they just did with Amy. This one to me looks the most similar, and this is a recent release too. But like with these grayish tones, this blue probably matches with this. And I think a lot of the metallics have a lot of similarities. Like if I probably swatch these, it might be similar. Then it has like these silvery shades, this like caramel shade. I just see a lot. And then it has some pinky tones like this one does, and then like that silver. It's really pretty. This has more blues in it though, and this one has like more shades included. The formulas are comparable. I mean, like these are really shifty shades. Some of the ones here maybe a little bit more textured and creamy. And I thought the mattes were really nice. So I like both formulas. So if you have this one, you might not need this one if this is enough like cool tones for you. So I just wanted to show you that as well. So that's the comparisons with the Cooltrals. All right, guys, that was everything for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this. Hopefully it was fun for you guys. I do feel like this is a more faster, efficient way for me to feature products on my channel. So you guys will have to let me know in the comments below if you like these kind of videos. If you don't, what do you think of the palettes? Like, just give me some feedback. I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoy this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup and all that good stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I would love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I'll have all the products linked where you can find them, the pricing info, all of that will be there for you if you want to check out these products for yourself. And I will have other videos of mine you might be interested in watching, like look videos, palette rankings, all that good stuff. And I will have my contact and my social medias linked in case you're curious. I'm on Instagram also as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, for being amazing and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. And I just hope all of you are doing well wherever you are in the world. And just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.